Well, hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing really grand on this Monday night. The Red and White show is back. I know it has been a very long while since we had the Red and White show. I've been quite busy to be fair on most night time, so I've struggled to get to do the Red and White show. But yeah, we are back with it. Obviously, it is the day before deadline day as well, so obviously a lot going off with Forest to there, transfers and all that, and we should seem to be like transfers looking a bit left, right, and centre. Obviously, we don't know what's happening with Navas at the minute, with Felipe coming in, with Shelby, possible striker coming in as well. We seem to be like really busy with like all things transfers, which it doesn't surprise me, but with it being Forest and that um, we seem to be quite active. Obviously, with a couple of the players that aren't in the 25-man squad, Forest are trying to get them done on loan as well, which is taking the time. Obviously, I've got obviously with Steve Court, obviously he could be on his way out now, and a couple other players like Toffolo, Colbert, not Colbert, O'Brien. Um, these sort of players could be on the way out as well. So things seem to be happening, and with Declan Lee doing tomorrow, wanting to get on the Red and White show on, to start to be discussion about this and to try and get your guys' views on it. So do get your comments coming in with what is happening. Just because obviously it's a fan channel, um, so obviously tell us your take on files at the minute. Are you happy with first transfer business this month? Do you think which areas do you think we should be strengthening? What other areas do you think we need to get rid of players? Obviously, news spoke earlier about Jed Spence being made available. Quite a few Premier League clubs are interested in him, but obviously with first have Aurier and William, do you feel happy with them too? Would love to get your comments in on that one. To be fair, guys. But obviously, the main deals at the minute looking like is Shelby and Felipe. Looking like these two are set on unless it's something happening and that they're not happening. So obviously we are unsure. Nothing has been said about. Well, Felipe for British Sky Sports said about it this last hour or so, saying that one Felipe could be coming in tomorrow to do his transfers and that. So um, things are happening, which is quite good as well. So get your comments coming in. Tell us what you think. Do you think do you think these two signings, yeah, if enough in the 30s will help push Forest to that next level with the experience of top flight football and all that? So would love to hear what you guys think. To be fair, but I've got like 14 hours. Well, 14 hours and so minutes to go. So I think I won't put it past you if there's another signing at the blue like the Shelby one could does come out of blue between now and tomorrow night just because of Forest and just how it is, just because I think there will be signs that will come out of the blue with it being Forest. I feel like, especially with the deal under and so one came out the blue like it did. I think there could be more. Drop your likes on the video as well. And if you're not a um, subscriber to the channel, then do subscribe to the channel as well. But yeah, I do think that there will be a lot more going off for us tonight, tomorrow. I feel like if Shelby one could be done tonight or first thing in the morning. I think that one, unless if they're looking at all the the injuries and that, they are probably looking into it a little bit more deeper than we are. Just because, not saying that we're not doing anything wrong, I just think that we are looking into it a bit more. And if we are on signing, I think it'll probably be a late one tonight or tomorrow morning. To be we've got Phil in the house. Good evening, Phil.
Hi Dan, wait me 1 second, mate. I just need to do something.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we've got Phil in the house. I mean, this January at least there have been 5 signings, which has been quite a nice steady month. Then we have last couple of transfer windows. Do you think?
I'm back. Sorry about that, mate. Just had to do something.
Now, I was just saying about it's nice that it's not been a over OTT transfer window. We've brought in 4 or 5 new signings, and it's been quite nice that we're not gone overboard with it.
Absolutely, and I think with it, I think the first lot of players what we've got. I think we're looking now to improve the squad for going further, along in the Premier League. The only ones what I'm quite disappointed was I'm disappointed that like O'Brien hasn't really worked out, because I thought he was quality for Huddersfield. But Leicester's been a fallout. There's been rumours that he's had a fallout with Cooper, so if that is the main reason. But if he does go Sheffield United, they're demanding that £10 million fee, aren't they? Yeah. So, which isn't a bad price realistically. So yeah, I'm quite happy so far. What we're doing in the market. I just wish that our injury situation, we could get that rectified, because that's taken a long time with some players being out, especially like with hamstring injuries have been out for a long time. So, with some of the players what we've been linked in down, I'm wondering if we won't see Niakate this year, this season, to get in another defender back in everything. So I'm just wondering if some of the players like JJ O'Shelby, I wonder if he's coming in, because unfortunately about Ryan Yates, which doesn't look good. So I'm just wondering if these are just like for like replacements. The age profile seems a bit different to what we had under Dave Murphy with the age with some of the players. But then again, we probably might need that little bit more experience in the Premier League.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know I don't know if you've seen it, but apparently Falsar done been a statement out about Yates from what I've been reading today. So, but I completely agree with Niakate, because he has been out for a very long while, and it makes me think now about, especially with first putting in a bid for that Rees-Guy, that we are getting someone else in to cover him.
Yeah. But because even if he's just starting training, I know that it's going to take you a couple of months to get up to speed again, get back to even game fitness, isn't it? If he's just starting coming back, so I don't think we're seeing this season. You know what I mean? I think they probably wrote him off and thinking, well, you're going to be one for next season. I think personally, so. And a little bit more experience. We need a bit more pace in that defence, I think, without question of a doubt. Because, I'm not saying Wells a Bob player or McKenna, but they need somebody with a bit of pace next to them.
Yeah.
Playing together, they're just a bit too slow. You need a volley there, don't you? Or someone a bit more pace to go with either one of them two players. But I haven't seen the Ryan Yates statement. I know that they were coming one, going to come out with a statement. So to me, it doesn't sound good if the clubs come out with a statement. But I just wish, like many Forest fans, I just wish him all the best, and health is more important than playing football.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a shame. Since he took that blow to the head, it's
Yeah,
nothing right, and it's a shame that he had to come off against Bournemouth, and that probably what questioned a lot of people.
absolutely. I mean, but head injuries, like everything like that, can be really serious. So, there was, I'm not going to say what rumours, what there was around, because obviously till they come out with it, there's no point in spreading anything. But like I say, me for myself, heading, and we are in. A lot of his game was getting stuck in. Some of the heading goals, what he's done, what we've seen him score. And if it is something like that, the only thing I do hope that if he doesn't or he can't play anymore, I hope the club takes him on in some kind of the academy, because I think he's a really good influence around the club.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm hoping, I really hope that they can get onto it, and he's back on the field for us, because you don't realise sometimes how much you miss a player until they're not there.
Yeah.
And I think, like going back to the Man United game at City Ground, I think if Yatesy was on the pitch then, he would have took Rashford out. I do.
It just seemed me to saying that actually.
Yeah. And even though the new lad played really, really well, I just think that Yatesy's got that little bit about him, and a bit, so we will miss him. We will definitely miss him. But I'm confident, with the gaffer and with players coming in, I'm quite confident that we're going to do really well, and move on to other forward steps as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially with that Shelby move. I mean, it came out the blue really yesterday, and I did say that it will been that sort of experience, that midfield that we do need, Premier League experience as well, which will be good. Will be good.
I think for me about him, I think too, we need somebody with a bit more experience, and also I think they must be concerned with Yatesy to get someone very similar, because realistically, if Ryan Yates was fully fit, you'd put him in the starting 11 before him anyway, wouldn't you? I think you could ask near enough 100 Forest fans, and 99 would say Yates before him anyway.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good plan B if he can keep himself fit, and if the price is right, and and everything like that, it wouldn't be a bad one to be in, come into the team, because I do think we're lacking a little bit. I think we have been lacking a midfielder. I think Colback's done really well when he's come on and been needed, but I don't think Jack has got the legs to play 90 minutes in the Premier League. So I do think that, like I say, I do think that, with his experience, I think it would help us, big time.
Yeah, definitely. Apparently, from what Brandon's saying, the City Grand Lights are on, so it could be tonight, it could be tomorrow. I think.
Well, Cooper did say that he was having a medical because he couldn't lie, because it was in the papers anyway. He was in the press, so he did admit that he was at the club. So, and if the City Grand Lights are on, they're probably doing all the photo shoots. So probably it will be tonight.
Yeah.
But I do think that we need the goalkeeping one's a bit interesting
Yeah,
because
you were telling me last week about it.
yeah. Now, if Henderson is fit, I won't bother because it's only going to be like one game or whatever for Man United with Hennessy. But if it's any longer, Hennessy, we will drop more points because he is not. He's not as good as what I thought he would be. I mean, Spurs he played really well, didn't he, before the World Cup? But I don't know. From the World Cup, he's come back and he doesn't seem the same player. Do you know what I mean? He just don't seem to have the confidence and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's because when we lost to Man United, I don't know from that, but I think if Henderson is going to be out long term, we definitely need another goalkeeper because I can't see them offering Jordan Smith a new contract. I think if it was in the Championship, we will, but in the Premier League, I think they will say, "Well, you've been at the club 20 years, and thanks, but time to go." I think.
I was saying that earlier about Jordan Smith, that if you do get another goalkeeper in, obviously with the 25-man squad and that, I was saying that Jordan Smith could be the one that probably will have to go out on loan, or go elsewhere to get that first team football. Which is, I mean, everyone will always remember that save he did against Ipswich. That,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, that save against Ipswich saved us from going down, didn't it? Realistically. And, so, I like Jordan. I think that, you know, I think because he's out of contract in the summer, I think if we do get a new goalkeeper, he has got to think of, well, where can I go? Because and I know that if players are coming out 6 months left on the contract, they tend to get offered one now, so they don't get 6 months, so he can talk to any other club,
yeah,
what he wants to. So, and I think with it, it's just a little bit about. I think, and a positive for the club, and probably a negative for some of the players, is the first lot who signings we've come. Some definitely will be there longer term, but you can see now that some of the players, what they thought we probably brought in case we did drop back down again, are getting moved on, like O'Brien and Toffolo going. I don't think Josh Bowler will ever kick a ball for us. I think, I think that was the players seem to be like backups for in case Johnson left.
yeah.
And stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I think we'll be comfortable, and I think again we'll build again in summer, even some stronger, better players. So I think that we're on that bit of moving forward all the time. So, but it'd be interesting to see who comes in the next. Well, not even just over 24 hours until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So it would be.
Yeah, definitely. And even with the Felipe deal, they're saying that, I know someone tweeted about it from what I put, especially with some of the players that are leaving. Even Steve could be on his way, depending on
Yeah,
this Felipe deal. And don't get me wrong, he has been instrumental in getting us up last season. But obviously, that step up to the Premier League. Don't get me wrong, he ain't a bad player overnight, but with the Premier League to the Championship, it's a different ball game.
it is. Yeah, absolutely. And with it, I mean, is McKenna out of contract in summer?
I'm not sure. It is. I'll have a look. It is a good question,
Yeah,
actually.
because that would be interesting to see as well. I mean, it's like anything in football, Dan. Unfortunately, like if we came, and if you get a player in, a low league, some players can step up and some players can't. And unfortunately, we've got a nucleus of the team what I think stayed there because of probably because of loyalty, because we got promoted, and probably in the back of the mind as well. Well, we're so far behind when we did go up because when you do go up in the playoffs, it always takes time. That maybe that we might need them again if we get relegated and come back up again. But I think we moved on from there. I think myself with some of the players have been great servants and have done really well for us to help us get into the Premier League. But it's like everything else, development in everything. Players are going to move on, and it's just a matter of things. I think one thing what happened last year is this year as well. I think the players who he wants to think a long term at the club, like Johnson, got offered long-term contracts, that kind of thing. So you can tell by like some of them when we did get promoted, yes, they'd have a pay rise because we got promoted because it'd be part of the contract, but nothing was really said, oh yeah, this player's had an extended contract offer. So I think with the club are protecting themselves by thinking, well, if we are going up there, and also with a 25-man squad, it's, unfortunately, some players are going to be left out, and, I'd be surprised, though. I was surprised, though, that financially wise, I don't know, we've still got quite a few who need to go, like Arthur, he needs to go. Rumours are Cathew's going to Rotherham, which I think would be a good move for Rotherham because I think he's a good squad player.
Yeah.
I think he did well. Yeah, I think he did well in pre-season. When we was doing a pre-season, he looked quite up for the challenge. But like Lyle Taylor needs to move on for his career. But you don't know how much money they're going to get, and if the problem is, Championship clubs can't pay the salaries on, being in the Premier League. So, but it'd be interesting. I mean, that Jonathan Tah, that he was rumoured as well, wasn't he? He's a good defender. He is. He's a good defender. And you could sort of like see. If they're looking at players like him for 25 million, as in rumoured, Dan, it makes you wonder, like, next season, would it be something like Nick Carty, Jonathan Tah as the centre-backs?
Yeah.
Because it does make you wonder, because the only thing when new players come in and they're that valuable, it's either going to make you want to play better and up your game, or you're going to get found out really easy.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be in the squad, or you're going to be in the squad, but you're not going to be playing. As well. I mean, rumours are as well, what I've heard that Reading Loddy wants to sign for us at the end after.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah, so, and, he's settling okay. We've still got, like a lot of people like getting on to Sergio Aurier about he's in a couple of bad games, but he's been probably one of our best three transfer off signings we've ever made at the club.
Yeah.
But I think with it we've got to be happy where we are as a club, and unfortunately that we're not like Cooper's not like clopping away like complaining about how many injuries we've got. He's always like next man up, and I think I think with Cooper's all having that attitude, we as fans have got that attitude now.
Yeah.
Well, and I know by being in the same end is like before Cooper was saying next man up, it's next man up. We'd be like talking before a game like, oh my God, aren't we going to miss Nick Carty? Are we going to miss Taiwo, aren't we going to miss such all the players that were injured? Would be the conversations would just not about okay, who's in the team now, but would be more about the injured players and how we're going to miss them and that. But now we sort of like we have the same attitude, don't we? Like, well, next man up, because I say it myself, next man up, to give it a go. But but I think with it as well in this transfer window, I think it's going to be more. I think we'll probably get about 3 or 4 players in. I do before. And I think the one question would be if the goalkeeper comes. That's the thing that like we'll either say, because Cooper's being really clever about saying, oh well, these players are injured and we think that they're going to be out a long time, and the next one then they're playing.
Cooper talk.
Yeah. So I think in that way we've got to, I'm happy where we are, as in a club position where we are, kind of players we've got and getting, and the squad building up. Yes, I'm disappointed that we've got some really quality players injured for a long time, or have been injured for a long time. I think one player we need to try and get rid of is Dennis.
Yeah, that aspect popped up in the comments.
I just, he has an opportunity, but he just don't. I don't know. He just don't want to grasp it and go for it. And I've been really disappointed about Dennis personally. On the radio earlier, it was saying about Antonio coming to us, but West Ham saying that he's not going anywhere. But I think Antonio wants to go. So, but been after make it a Brazilian lad in Make, haven't they? Is it Burma or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So we could have a team full of Brazilians before we know it.
Yeah, just going back and start McKenna for years out of contract in summer.
I thought he was. And there's been no say about renewing his contract or talking to him.
No, it has been really quiet on contract situations, to be fair.
Yeah, I thought he was. So it's interesting to see. I mean, it's a bit risky. A bit risky from the club point of view, but because McKenna was brilliant last season, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But I don't know if he needs a player a bit like Nia Carty next to him, someone with a bit of pace.
Yeah.
But
sense.
Or the formation, or he needs to play 3 at the back, because he might be better at 3 centre defenders like we was a bit last season with the wing backs.
Yeah.
Which we're not doing, now. So it'd be interesting to see who he keeps or but I don't think we'll go down, Dan. I'm confident we will not go down.
Yeah. 3 people, obviously, with Dennis Taylor, Arthur, Cafu. Obviously, there was said about Taylor got a few championship clubs interested in him. Dennis, obviously, from America and Middle East, obviously, apparently putting a bid for the striker in America as well. So, I mean, I know we got tonight and tomorrow, and I'd probably assume if we want to get players from abroad, that we're gonna have to make moves. Tonight.
Yeah, I think with it, we're gonna have to make some players are gonna have to go without question of doubt, so we can get that 25-man squad. What's needed, but for them players, they probably want to play anyway. But it just shows that if people like Dennis and all them lot are like looking about moving from only being at the club 6 months. Same with O'Brien on top of them. Cooper and all them lot see him in training, day in, day out. So there's got to be something there what he doesn't like, because you would think, personally, you would think that if anything is problem with Ryan Yates, O'Brien would have been the first one, really, what you say would be replacing him in that position.
Yeah.
But to saying that, he could be going Sheffield United, it says a lot to me that there's something, he's either not doing anything doing something right in the club, or people just don't rate him at all. So, really interesting one that is. The only other thing, though, I wouldn't do any business for Anderlecht if I was our club, for what they did to us.
Back then, yeah.
Or I'd try and get as much money as possible for Toffolo as possible. Yeah. I would, but that's just going back through bad history with that club.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I completely agree. I mean, we got for 14 hours, 29 minutes to go before the deadline closes, and I mean it will be a very interesting time as well. But I think, especially with us, I think we will do well. And obviously, I feel like that Cooper knows what he needs now, and he knows what he does need and what he don't need, and which is a good thing now that he knows that.
Absolutely, and I think with him, he knows what he needs. He's happy with the squad, what we've got, as much the nucleus, so the backbone of the squad. Mm-hmm. Well, it's like anything else. A couple more little pieces in that jigsaw could make us into a top 10 team.
Yeah.
And then it'd be moving forward and moving on again. Because I think with our chairman, big shout out to our chairman as well for backing us back in the club, because he's done what he said he was going to do. And I think that's important as well. Yeah. So I just think that we're in a good place, and I'd rather be where we are than teams like Southampton, Everton, Bournemouth, Leicester, and all that. Because Bournemouth's an interesting one, Dan, because even though they've been brought out, I think they could be in serious trouble if they get relegated.
Yeah.
Financially wise.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think with it, it's nice to be calmer than what it was in summer, where every time you turn TV on, it was like not too far sign a new player or like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I think it's a bit more structured, what we're looking for now. And I think with it as well, he's had the time to have a look at where we need to strengthen and stuff. Well, it's interesting that some players, we must have a really good vibe about the club, because normally when you just get promoted in the Premier League, I would say seasoned Premier League players don't want to come to your club because they don't. Yeah, because they don't want to get relegated. But the Cooper effect, I think we've got a lot to do with it as well. By the atmosphere, what we do at City Ground, and the way following what we've got. But I think out of the bottom kind of clubs, if you're coming for football reasons, I think we are probably one of the best prospects to go to. And it just says, for me, it says a lot when, players want to come to us, especially when we've just been promoted. As well. So it's exciting times, Dan. Really exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I just read Felipe could be signing a 2-year contract, and that with obviously with Cookie, I know we spoke about earlier, he could be moving back down south.
Well, that I won't put that past him anyway.
Yeah.
Just thinking what teams he could go to
That's
down there.
But yeah, that what I just been reading. But hopefully, I mean, it's good that hopefully he does get a really good move to like one big last payout for him.
Well, he won't be in the Premier League though, because he's not good enough for Premier League, unfortunately.
No, definitely.
And I think to me, if I was in the Championship, I'd probably give him a year contract,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So I would, because I do like him. I think he's good around there, but he's just not good enough for Premier League.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if he had a bet, well, I think with Cookie to be in the Premier League, I think you would need to be higher up in the league and have better players around you, like not in defence, but he could be a superstar if you play for like people like Man City, when you're not, opposition aren't going to attack you as much as what you are. But I like Cookie, but I just think that I mean, I will always thank him for the cross, what he did for Tyro for the goal cracking cross and stuff like that. But I don't know if it's from that his confidence gone a little bit, or he's just been found out, or sweet. But I just think that if you have a look at squad players coming back or whatever, I think he would want to be playing first team football as well. So I won't be, if any other players like the squad players go to like a Championship club, I wouldn't want him to go to the sort of like to strengthen the lower our teams below us. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the problem what we've got with Antonio as well. They don't really want to give us a striker who could probably get 6 or 7 goals for us, and then when they go down. So it'd be interesting to see on that one.
Yeah, definitely. And with what obviously with O'Brien, it would look set to be going to West Brom, but it's looking like he could be going to Sheffield United now on loan, because Bird could be going to Fulham or Newcastle. So it's just that domino effect starting to kick in now. I think when one deal's done, it could have got 3 or 4. So I think it's all going to be like all them deals being done tonight. And I think tomorrow, Friday, just go after that domino effect.
I do as well, and I think West Brom couldn't afford the 10 million, because that was interesting to say you were buying for 10 million if you're having them on loan.
Yeah,
but if the rumours were right, we bought in for 5 and Toffolo for 5, and we get 10 for him, and we made £5 million on 6 months, which ain't bad, really, if you have a look at it in the business sense, is it? Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it will be very interesting what will happen from that. But I think with I forgot what I'm saying there. I was just trying to get that bit more info on the Yatesy thing, but
Yeah.
Just from when it was put out this morning. But I think that that I do agree with you. To be fair, but I just so that I just can't wait for 11 o'clock tomorrow night. In a way.
Yeah, so yeah, because then we know what we've got to play with, haven't we, till the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think with it, a lot of people think, oh gosh, you're not long left on the season, but we're only halfway through it, because of the World Cup. So, there's still plenty of time as well to, and plenty of matches to go. So, I think with it, February is going to be a tough month for us because we've got Leeds, haven't we? We've got Man City, we've got Fulham as well. But you know, but I do think that we can get something out of them games. I do. And with it, there's one thing which I think for our club compared to like a lot of others is that some of the other clubs down the bottom are on risk of losing like the players. But
Yeah,
we've not seen really any of our first team players, anyone coming in, or they might have done, and like said, forget it, you've got no chance. You know what I mean? So, it's interesting. It's a really interesting time. So yeah, but I'm really looking for it. On a plus note as well, mate. Fridays Park is half empty anyway. So they
yeah,
think they're a big club, but they can't even fill out against Premier League club in the FA Cup.
yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
more plastic fans there.
Right. And let's pick this up again, Phil. I know it's been a while.
Oh yeah, I love that. And that day again, Dan, I just cannot. Like when you sit, when I was like shaking on my feet because I was absolutely freezing, and you're there with your t-shirt on. Crazy man, mate.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you for coming
No
on as
worries,
well.
mate. Take care, mate, and I'll see you at Leeds game.
You will.
Take care, mate.
You
All
too.
the best. Bye.
But yeah, that will Phil, guys. Obviously, do drop comments in, do like the channel, do subscribe, and that's it. Thank you for watching.